Hello, guys, and welcome back to my channel, Pips and Profits. And I'm excited to have you all back on this channel. And today we're going to be looking at dollar index and a few other foreign currencies as usual, where we try to analyze what we're seeing in the market and what has happened in the previous week and the outlook for the week to come. Last week was a little bit messy. It was not quite straightforward for some people, and for some others it was quite very straightforward. If you've been following the series of my videos, you'll find out how you could make the market to be very straightforward in your approach and in your trading. So right away we'll look at the dollar index as the base currency for many foreign assets, which foreign currencies which we look at. And for the dollar index, we could see what it has done in this month. All right. So in the previous months, we saw how the dollar index created a fair value gap right here. I can mark that out for you. The fair value gap is right here. All right. This one right here. Yes. So we saw how that the dollar created a fair value gap and had not traded into it until this month. Okay. Right, so you can see how that the dollar traded into this fair value gap this month, and this is what is causing the reversal in the dollar. This is what is causing the strength in the dollar. Okay, so we have to put this into consideration, seeing that the dollar is already in an uptrend all the way up here. Okay, so this is the last range to the upside for the dollar, and seeing that the dollar is in an uptrend already. All right, we can add our Fibonacci tool, saying that it also came to discount and is now expanding upwards. We expect more expansions to the upside. So the dollar has traded into this fair value gap right here that you can see that is marked green. Okay, right here, that's traded into this fair value gap, and now it's considering its move back to the upside. Okay, so this is what I can see from the dollar. This is the movement it made, traded into here and returning back up. If you look at the weekly time frame, we're going to see that the dollar on the weekly time frame has retraced into this region, which is the monthly fair value gap, and most likely we may want to see it trade further downwards because it has broken structure on the daily. Quickly, we're going to look at the daily, but before then, we'll see that the dollar has broken structure downwards on the daily, and we may expect it to come to some form of equilibrium or discount levels. Okay, so there are some levels that are more enticing on the daily time frame, which we expect the dollar to trade down into. It's just reacting off the fair value gap on the daily. So we may look into this new week and see which one takes prevalence. Is it the daily move, all right? Is it the daily break of structure or trading that will cause the dollar to trade all the way down here? Or is it the monthly fair value gap, which is marked green right here? That is going to send the dollar upwards. Okay, so going into this week, we're going to see which one is going to take prevalence. But I would like to see the immediate take prevalence, which is this daily move to trade into this level and then continue trading downwards. Okay, all right, so I may want to see the daily trade all the way up down here. This is my anticipation for the dollar index to see it trade all the way down here. We may be wrong, we may be correct, but when we're wrong, we are not wrong so much. When we're correct, we make so much money from this market. Okay, so I want to see the dollar trade into this fair value gap marked. Sorry, this fair value gap and another block. There's a fair value gap right above here, another block right below it. So I want to see the dollar trade all the way to this place before resuming its uptrend. This is my outlook for the dollar. Okay, I want to see trade all the way here and move up here. Now there are points of interest: fair value gap on the monthly marked green, um, a volume imbalance on the daily marked blue, fair value gap and other block on the daily marked blue. Now what I usually do in this manner, in this kind of scenario where I have so many points of interest to the upside and to the downside, is I look at the 1 hour time frame and see where it is projecting to. All right, so quick look at the 1 hour time frame and I will see where it's projecting to. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we're seeing that we have a break of structure to the upside, so it's likely that the first point of call is going to be this volume imbalance right here. So this is likely going to be the first point of call before the ones below. All right, so market will want to go to its nearest point of interest before the one that is farther away from it, from current price. Okay, so I'm looking at price trading all the way up here. So we could do that on the daily time frame. Seeing that we already know what we're looking out for, so on the daily time frame, we could use our path tool to show where we're anticipating price to get to. All the way here, then down here, then up. So this is my anticipation for the dollar index going into the next few weeks. Okay, trade all the way up here, trade back down to this fair value gap, and then another block, then trade all the way up. Okay, so this is what I anticipate to see from the dollar index going into next week. So with this alone, you're already and good to go. But let's just look at one foreign currency before we end this video. All right, with the interpretation we have from the dollar index, you should know what to anticipate and expect from the others and the other foreign currencies. Okay, so this is for GBPUSD. You could see that there's also a fair value gap on the monthly. Let me shade that quickly. See, shaded in green. It's a fair value gap on the monthly, and price has traded into it already, just like the dollar. You can see that there's almost very quite close a similarity in dollar index and GBPUSD. That's what happens with every other foreign currencies. Okay, so we could see that the dollar has traded into this fair value gap on the monthly, and it's forming somewhat of rejection. All right, it's showing some form of rejection to the downside. However, when we look at it on the weekly and on the daily time frame, we want to see possibly the opposite of what we're seeing on the daily time frame. All right, so looking at the weekly, there are still some levels. When we flip the whole of this move, we'll see that we still expect the British pound against the dollar to trade further upwards. Okay, when you draw your Fibonacci tool to calculate your discount and premium levels to your PDRAs, as some people may call it, you see that price hasn't traded into premium yet for a good sell. So we need to see price somewhere around here for a good sell. Now, for our point of interest going into the next week, in the last week we could see how the dollar traded all the way up here. So for our point of interest going into the next week, we may see the Great British Pound trade a little lower properly into this fair value gap, because it's slightly avoided that on Friday during the close of Friday. So we may want to see the Great British Pound trade into this fair value gap right here. Okay. So we may want to see the Great British Pound trade into this fair value gap right here and go above. Or we may want to see it take out this low right here. All right. This low right here. Let me signify that very clearly. This low right here. Okay, you may want to see take out this low right here as some form of inducement. Okay, and sometime maybe later I'm going to teach on inducement. All right, for now I'm focusing on market structure. Teaching market structure is my focus right now. So all my videos are usually about market structure. Later on we're going to move into some other topics, but for now I expect the market to take out this low right here and continue upwards, or trade into this fair value gap and continue upwards. Okay, so these are my two outlooks for GBPUSA. First point of interest, second point of interest. I want to see GBPUSA. We'll do one of these two and then trade all the way upwards into the discount levels we had on our weekly time frame, and then continue downwards as in line with the monthly structure. Okay, so for next week, I want to see GBP trade into this fair value gap or take this low and then move back up. Okay, so this is what I want to see. Okay, trade into this level, move back up, or trade into this level, take out this low as an inducement candle and move back up to continue this trend lower. All right, and as usual, we're going to use our 1 hour time frame to see where the market is directing us to. Same thing will go for gold, not for gold rather, Euro USD, USD JPY and others. But for gold, gold is reacting fundamentally until it recovers and forms the normal market structure that we know it with, devoid of the fundamentals. Then we begin to trade gold again. But for now, keeping my hands off gold and focusing on Euro USD and GBP USD. Okay, and with this few analysis, I'm sure you're gonna make a whole lot of money with it. All right. Until we see again, this is going to be the end of today's video. Until we see again midweek, where I'm going to drop some educational tips on how to identify a proper market structure. I wish you good luck and good trading. See you all next week, guys. Cheers and God bless. Peace out, guys.